Welcome to the Glen Eira Seniors Festival. Throughout October, we're presenting an online festival program, including information sessions, performances, movies, and a range of in-conversation talks, plus more. The full Seniors Festival program is available on Council's website and in the current edition of the Glen Eira News. Our theme for 2021, Healthy Ageing, recognises the resilience of the Glen Eira community and encourages everyone to stay connected by taking part in a range of online programs and events. I wish to commence with acknowledgement of country. Glen Eira Council acknowledges the people of the Kulin Nation as the traditional owners and custodians and pays our respect to their elders, past, present and emerging. We acknowledge and uphold their continuing relationship to land and to waterways and extend our respect to First Nations people. Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples are guided by, have deep respect for and celebrate their elders. We hope you enjoy the event coming up as part of our celebration of and for seniors in Glen Eira.
Hi everyone, welcome. It's Libby here from Glen Eira Leisure, and today I have Stacey During, who's joining me from Caulfield Community Health, which is part of the Alfred Group. And Stacey's going to have a chat to us about gut health. So welcome Stacey, thank you for joining us.
Thanks Libby, thanks so much for having me.
You're welcome. So it's Seniors Week and we're talking all things health and wellbeing. And one of those things, Stacey, that we know is really important is gut health. Could you tell us a little bit about what is gut health and why is it important?
Yeah, absolutely. So gut health is it's a really broad topic, so I'll just touch on a few different bits and pieces within it. But basically the role of the gut is to digest the food and fluid that we're eating, absorb the nutrients from that food and fluid, and then to eliminate any waste from our body as well. So having a well-functioning gut is really quite important for our overall health and well-being. One of the big topics that you often hear when we talk about gut health is the gut microbiome. So when we're talking about things like probiotics or bacteria, that's a big thing with gut health in the media at the moment. And that's really looking at the balance of good bacteria and bad bacteria within our gut, and also the variety of bacteria within our gut as well. And these bacteria can actually have quite a significant impact on things like our immune health, our mental health as well, and things like hormone regulation. So it's an evolving area of research, but definitely some strong links have been tied in. One other thing I'll just mention with gut health as well, as I said, it's a broad topic, but as well as the microbiome, we can also look at structural or physiological aspects of gut health, which would be things like conditions or perhaps disease states. So diverticular disease, irritable bowel syndrome, constipation or loose bowels, and even things like bowel cancer is related to our gut health.
And so I guess, Stacey, with all that information, what signs indicate that we might have some issues with our gut health? Or what are some warning signs that we might be able to identify that we need to see someone?
Yeah, good question. So basically any changes that you might notice that are different to what you would usually be experiencing, I guess with either your bowels or any sort of gastrointestinal symptoms. So you might notice a change in the frequency of your bowel motions. So perhaps not going to the toilet daily or going multiple times a day. You might have abdominal pain, bloating, wind or cramping. Definitely the passing of any blood or mucus would be something to really take note of straight away. That's cause for concern, but definitely changes to your bowel motions.
And is there anything we can do to improve gut health?
Yeah, absolutely. So diet can have a really big impact on gut health. So absolutely the sorts of foods that you're eating. So a diet rich in fibre is really beneficial, and fibre is generally found within fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. So if you're choosing breads, for example, or cereals, trying to have a whole grain or a whole meal option, grains with the visible seeds and nuts in them is a really useful source of fibre too. Fresh fruit and vegetables is a great option. Keeping the skin on your fruit and vegetables can increase the fibre. That's a sneaky little hint. But definitely a varied diet high in fibre. Another thing you can look at as well is having some foods that are rich in probiotics. So those are the good bacteria that I mentioned earlier. So some probiotic-rich foods would be yogurt or kefir. It's a bit of an unusual one. Sauerkraut or kimchi as other probiotic-rich foods. And then a lesser known food group is the prebiotics. And those are actually foods that feed the probiotics. So some foods that feed the good bacteria. And those are things like onion, garlic, honey, and chia seeds. So really quite a balanced diet. A few little pointed out foods within there as well, but a balanced diet, plenty of fibre with some probiotics and prebiotics.
Okay, well that's good. I think that's quite a few things in my diet I'm having. So I'm very glad that I'm on the good path to good gut health, which is great. Who should we see, or should, I guess at the moment we're really encouraging people not to put things off. So who do we see if we believe that there is an issue? Where's our first port of call?
Yeah, so first port of call would be your GP, and just letting them know of any, as I mentioned, those signs and symptoms before. So if you've noticed some changes to your bowel motions, some pain or anything that you might have noticed that's a bit unusual for you, talking to your GP about it first. They might then refer you on to perhaps get some scopes or some scans or even some blood tests done. Potentially the need to see a gastroenterologist if they think that might be necessary, and then looking at seeing a dietitian as well. But really with the dietitian, we like to know that you've seen the GP first, so we can rule out any sort of complications or anything a bit more sinister before we tweak the diet.
So being proactive is better than being reactive in this space.
Absolutely.
Like everything. So with exercise, we put in our good diet. I cut out those processed foods, get back to the basics. So moving your body, getting lots of good water, fruit and vegetables, skin on the fruit. And I'll remember that for the next time my daughter says, could you peel me an apple? I'll say, no. Stuff's in there. And also just being aware that if something doesn't seem right, don't sit on the fence, go and see someone about it. And early detection sometimes is a good thing, or even being able to, the GP to refer to someone like yourself to give us a hand with looking at our lifestyle and what we should be having. So that's terrific. Well, thank you very much for that today. I enjoy these chats. I always learn something new. So today was the skin on the fruit and veg. That'll save me peeling all the sweet potato and potatoes now. So that's
absolutely good. Save some time in the kitchen.
That's right. All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us today and giving us those hints and a little bit of information about the importance of good gut health and how that can contribute to us living very long, healthy and well lives. So thank you very much.
My pleasure. Thanks, Libby.
Okay. Thank you, everyone.